I hear women say this all the time. I know a lot of you sisters be like, chivalry is dead. Don't you? Don't y'all feel that way? Like men aren't gentlemen anymore? That's right. We're not going to see eye to eye on this issue.
What is that? Like, think of today, like the world we live in today. You have both the man and the woman work. Both of them are bringing home a decent amount of money. Both of them are taking care of the kids. It's a balance. So what exactly is leading? They're both putting money in to pay bills. Who can say what leading is?
Before C says anything, before C says, I'm just gonna say this last thing. I don't think the rules have changed. I think perspectives have changed. I
agree with you on that. I agree with the perspective.
I think that biblically, with me, the man is the leader under God because God has already ordained him the head of that household.
True.
So as he is being the head of the household, regardless of what your job is, regardless of what your tax bracket is and your husband's tax bracket, once he has chosen you as the wife, as his spouse, as his helpmeet, the dynamic of your household is that you are second in command. Not first. People are so quick to be, they want to be right. They don't care about being first.
I gotta add this.
First, they don't care about being right.
I gotta add this. Yeah, you got a big point. Right. I gotta add this for sure.
Yeah, I don't think the dynamic or how God has orchestrated our household to work has changed. I think that the perspective has changed, and I think that the roles have been reversed because of what society has deemed appropriate and not appropriate, or what society has deemed okay and not okay.
But you also have a lot of issues where that because a lot of things has happened in society, and especially with our history, I'm particularly talking about like us as our race of people. A lot of men don't know how to lead. They haven't been brought up the right way to know how to lead and take care of a family. And that's not like, I'm not saying that's a cop out, but that's also part of a reality as well, to where they don't understand what it means to be a leader and a head of a household as well. So you got that situation as well where, and in that situation where they didn't know how to lead, the women had to step up and had to lead and had to take matters in their own hands, especially with the household.
I feel you have to think about it. Sometimes a lot of men were put into, they can pick from one to two things. Either they can figure it out as True. They are, like, they did not see a 2-parent household. So they can, I'm gonna do this. I want my wife. I want a family. I want to be an upstanding pillar in my community. So I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna be transparent with my wife. Like, hey, I've never seen it, but I'm figuring out on the job. Or you have the ones who can choose to fold and be like, oh, well, I ain't never seen this. So I don't know what to do. So I'm just gonna be out here thotting and bopping, right?
I agree with you.
Whichever one you choose, because it's two type of people. You can let the bad cause you to fold, or you can stand on it and help it build you to be a better person. It's two different type of people in this world. Whatever you choose definitely shows and speaks on your character and the type of individual you are. I know plenty of men who are husbands and fathers and did not grow up in a house with 2 parents. And they still have beautiful families to this day from the outside looking in. You don't know what's going on in the house. True. But from the outside looking in, they have beautiful families. And then you have men who, I don't know how to be in a relationship, but I don't know how to do this. So I'm just, hey, it is what it is. Like, that's an excuse. And you're using it as a crutch and you look weak. But okay, whatever.
So let's talk about one of the common denominators when it comes to, and actually we're starting to get into more of strong women versus masculinity. We're actually veering a little bit away from chivalry, but we can hit the line a little bit. We get the line a little bit because it does coincide at some point. But let's talk about the working woman in our community, in the Black community. All right, because that's where the feminist movement came from, and that's where we got the women had to do it all from. Remember, Black women wasn't working because Black men stopped working. Black women was working because white men put Black men at war. So the Black men was out there fighting somebody else's war, either dying or they came back so messed up that they couldn't hold a job.
On the front line.
Yeah, they either died out there in the battlefield, or when they came back, they were so messed up because there was no such thing as VA. There's no such thing as psychiatrists for Black people. There's no such thing as mental health or self-care or any of that stuff for us. We
PTSD was not diagnosed yet.
Yeah.
Even the jobs that was promised to us when we got back were gone. That was false promises. If we came back to a country that, even though we fought and either died or got severely messed up for, still didn't love us, is the next best thing you can do when you can't provide for your family. You have to watch your woman do it for you. And just let's be clear, no man likes that. Okay, that is not a dream that men have. All right.
Some men do. Go ahead.
Well, they ain't men though.
True. That's true.
The battle of man versus boy, but okay.
Right. Yeah. I said men. But yeah, when you're at that point, and then they like, oh well, you know what? We got something you can sip on. We got something for you to smoke. We got something for you to shoot up. And it's like, bruh, we literally have nothing. And what was going on was Black women had became strong and said, I got you. And you had men started to come up. Black men were coming back up. We started businesses and everything. We had our own little community was coming up. But then what happened was the white women started looking at their white husbands treating Black men better than they were treating them. Because you got to remember, feminist movement came from white women not being able to vote, not getting paid, and not having a voice in their own household. Them white women didn't care nothing about no Black women. They were just mad because they were getting treated damn near like Black people were. Because before the feminist movement, when no white woman coming to no Black woman that was working because their husband was in the battlefield saying, hey, sister, are you tired of working for the man? I got to work for the man. My man is at war while your man in the office chilling. Like, that's what that was. Until they found out that they couldn't progress without the Black community. No other marginalized group in America would have made a push without the Black community. So every time, and no matter what color they are, so every time another marginalized groups hit a standstill, they go get whoever their Black counterparts is, right? If we're all about supporting other minorities, then the other minorities who can't progress anymore, we go get Black allies and then push it. When the LGBT community couldn't go no further, they went and got other LGBT Black communities, and they push that so fast.
It's like we're the poster child for the oppressed. That joint is
all the time.
We are the poster child for the oppressed, and we help others advance, and we are still stuck at step one. Go ahead, didn't mean to cut you off.
Right? Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That's because that's how we're used. Yeah. That's how we're used. And what's so daunting is every last one of us, and I'm talking about Black community when I say everyone, just as a whole, we love to hop on bandwagons. We love to be like, oh yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that. And we don't research what's going on. We don't watch our opponents or whoever's talking to us long enough. Something that sounds good, and we want to be a part of something that sounds good, so we hop on it. Now we had a feminist movement, and we got Black women talking crap about Black men, and Black men ain't even here to treat you like that. And I'm talking about the stuff that goes inside, like, infidelity. First of all, that was two ways too, but we all know that it was a double standard. Okay, we all know it's a double standard. When a man did anything, he was either a pimp or no one knew about it. When a woman did something, everybody knew about it. She was shamed. So that's BS.
Letter.
Right. So that was BS. But it did still happen, both sides. But Black men wasn't here to say don't get paid as much as me. We weren't even getting paid that much. You know what I mean? But now we started this movement where, it sounds like we just want to be treated equal, but that's not where that came from for us. So for us, it don't sound like we just want to be treated equal. For us, it sounds like we don't give a damn about you. And we have a whole era now where you can sit in a room full of women and a few guys, and the women will slander Black men like it ain't nothing. And those few guys won't say anything. But in a room full of men and a few women, if a guy just says, I don't know, I just think sometimes they're a little loud, and those women are cutting your head off. Why? Because it became acceptable for you to put down a man and not for you to put down a woman. Anytime you use your oppressed voice to oppress another, you are now the oppressor. And so now we have this, like you said, this power struggle when it comes to our relationships, because no one wants to be the oppressor anymore. So it's like, well, what do you expect me to do? Because I'm only going to do what I want to do. And since you big and bad, you can do what you want to do. And that's what they're going to be. No, we need to sit down and have this conversation. What do you expect out of me? Let me tell you what I expect out of you, because we're supposed to be in this together. Period. Every aspect, finances, respect, chivalry. Are we going to have kids? Do you want to settle down here? Are we going to, push them towards a religion? Every single thing, because chivalry is not dead. But you know what chivalry is? Selective. Chivalry is selective, and on both sides. Because I'm not holding the door for every woman. Want to know why? Because every time I do, over half the time, the woman won't let me. Just even being here, I experienced it 3 times before I stopped in a row.
Where are you? Let the people know where you're at. Where are you?
I'm in Honduras, but I'm on a U.S. military installation, so ain't no Honduran base. It's just us.
Okay.
And all 3 of them were black, if that matters, but to me it doesn't. But yeah, the first time was in a meeting. Nobody was in uniform or nothing, and meeting was over. Was walking out. Me and this one young lady was at the same time, and she reached for the door. I said, no, what you doing? I got it. And she's like, I can do it. I said, I know you can, but I would like to. It's just chivalry. She's like, oh, okay. All right, cool, bet, whatever. Another incident. Same thing, but vice versa. We was going into a meeting. Another black woman came up there, and I kind of like did hot step. You know how you don't want to make it seem like you're running for the door, but you really want to beat them to the door. So, you got to do the hot skip like that. So I went and got the door, and I tried to open the door, and our hands went at the same time. And I was like, I got it. I said, let me get it for you. He's like, no, I got it. I was like, all right, bet, just trying to be a gentleman. But I don't need all that. Walk through the door. Like, all right, no thank you would have been cool, but all right, cool.
That's what I was trying to express on the podcast.
It don't stop there. It don't stop there though. Because again, there's like she was saying though, there's a reason why some women like that. And that's what part 3 came from. The third time when I stopped is when it was the same woman from the first time. But now we build a rapport, right? Now we know each other, and now we even clown about the first incident. And so we about to have another incident, and I'm like, you ain't learned nothing the first time, huh? I'm jokingly. And she actually laughed, and she said, I'm sorry, you're right, I get it. It's just that I'm still a soldier. Her occupation, right? Her occupation of equality. I can do this, I don't need you to do this, right? So I had to tell her, you're a soldier, but you're a woman first. So what would you like for me to do for you as a woman? What part of your womanhood are you going to sacrifice for your occupation? Right? So it's selective. Just some people want it and some people don't. That's just it. We even have for Women's History Month here, we had a panel of 5 women. And one of them was, they're all high ranking, high ranking. And one of the women was asked a question by a man who was in the audience. He was a commander of a unit. And he was like, okay, cool. So I have a question, and I think it'll help all of us. So what can we do as male leaders to help or better support women equally? Like, what can we do to help progress this situation? And this woman came out her mouth. And it's, whatever rocks your boat. Well, she came out her mouth and really said, we would like for y'all to stop treating us like we're weaker. But here's what she said. She said, just because you see me struggling with a bag doesn't mean I want you to come help me with the bag. And I promise you, every single woman in there was like, yes. Are you? Okay, so when you about to drop all your groceries because you want to be he woman, instead of not having this pride and not being so stubborn, all the things that they claim that men are, you want me to just let you drop your bag? Want me to let you trip and sprain your ankle too? You want me to not save you from that car that's about to hit you? Y'all know how we supposed to walk on the street side, right? To protect the women from getting hit by a passing car. No, we don't do that anymore. They literally clapped for this woman that said that if I'm struggling with something physically, don't help me. Treat me like I was one of your homeboys is what she said to that man. Because I was in the audience, I was chilling. I helped put the stuff together. And I'm just sitting here like, wow, they're really clapping. Her saying it is not what got me. Them clapping is what got me. I was like, y'all really agreeing with this? I guarantee you not every woman in there was agreeing with it.
A lot of people are confused also. So that's another thing we're dealing with as well, is that so much has been going on that people have these mixed views to where now a lot are just confused as far as, what they expect or what they want. Some of them, they don't even know what they want.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, though, I just think that a lot of people just haven't really experienced it. That's one. But I think the other problem also is that with chivalry is that anything you put a title on, it tends to become bigger than what it is.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just really just courtesy that, just, hey, let me help you out with that. You know what I'm saying? But once you put a title on it, it starts to become like something that I'm, it's a lot of things that have titles on it. I don't want to do it. Like, I just don't want to do it because you put a title on it. It's like, now I got to do it. And I'm just speaking, generally speaking, right? I'm not saying that I don't want to be chivalrous, right? But it's certain things that I normally would do, but because you made it something, you put a title on it, meaning that now, okay, I got to do it. And
It's just giving it definition, though. Like, I don't feel like it's putting a title. It's just
I feel
defining it.
hypocritical. I feel hypocritical when I think about chivalry. I feel hypocritical.
Why?
I want my man to be chivalrous. Don't be chivalrous with that heifer.
I was going to say that next.
That's crazy.
No,
That's crazy.
it's not that. It's levels to this thing, though. It's levels.
But
it's levels.
But here's the thing: you like that guy because how chivalrous he was to you. Unbeknownst to you, he's that chivalrous to everybody because that's who he is. But now that you have him, you only want him to be a certain amount of chivalrous. Now you're cutting what it means to be chivalrous.
There are levels.
Women are selfish. They could be selfish.
I'm about to let me tell you something.
Spoiled, Tay.
Hold on. Baby. Let me let y'all into some women's. I'm gonna tell y'all, me in my mind. When you was opening that door and being all chivalrous with me, you was doing that because you was flirting with me and because you like me, right? So you was doing that because you like me. Now that we together, it's only me. It's nobody else. You not, unless it's my friend and it's my homegirl, and like you could hold the door for her, but don't hold it for her too long.
Listen, no, it's not even
like you can carry her groceries, like you could carry her bags for her, right? But you can only carry like 2 of her bags, but you got to carry like 4 of my bags, okay?
But you got every guy to come open the door and carry a table.
And then I'm about to go even deeper. If we in a relationship, you only have ever been in a relationship with me. There's never been anyone before me, and there ain't gonna be another one after me, because it's all about me.
Clint, you got the extra pack of gum?
We're extra right now. I'm gonna tell you how my wife get down, man. And this is where I know, like, she first of all, if there are women around, she's gonna be like, yo, Clint, go help, go do this, go do that, which I normally do. But if I'm not paying attention, she'll be like, Clint, go help, right? That's one. But when it comes to the two-way thing, right, I'm gonna tell you what she did today. Because I work from home, and she took my nieces here and my daughter. She took them out. She went out, then came back. So by the time she was going to go out, it was time for me to go to lunch. So I'm like, dang. So around that time when she left, I'm like, yo, what am I going to eat? So I go in there, like, I'm looking in the refrigerator. I turn to the stove. 2 slices of pizza. You know what I'm saying? Like, she went out, got the pizza. You know what I'm saying? When at the moment when I was like, yo, I don't know what I'm going to eat. I went, oh, pizza right there. You know what I'm saying? So I texted back, I'm like, yo, man, I don't know what I would do without you. I appreciate you giving me this pizza, because God knows I did not know what I was going to eat, because I don't eat red meat. I don't eat chicken. There's a lot of stuff in here. I still eat pizza. You know what I'm saying? But she, it was right there. You know what I'm saying? That's, to me, that was chivalrous.
Nobody ain't messing with Tay Dollar, man.
And this is the thing, when they be like, when our relationship, y'all, first of all, are on a certain type of level that, first of all, not a lot of people, especially in today's generation, are on. They not thinking like that. They not thinking, oh, well, let me put, like, a lot of them don't think like that. And y'all have been together for so long, so y'all move a certain type of way. And y'all are married. A lot of people ain't moving like that now. Like, it's just like, oh, well, I didn't think you was hungry. I thought you could figure out what you're gonna eat. Well, how am I supposed to know that you hungry? How am I supposed to know that you ain't go?
Jazz, Ashford and Simpson said it best. And now we solid.
But
not only that,
though? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to just piggyback on what Jay said. Not only that though, but you gotta realize that, like I said before, it doesn't just apply to chivalry, but it's selective now. Just like how both of you was like, oh yeah, I want you to be that to everybody, but especially if you're with me, now you gotta dumb it down. But you gotta think that's with everything though. Everything is selective. It's just kind of like how relationships in general go. That woman got that man something to eat because that woman needed to get that man something to eat. She knows him. She loves him. She wanted to do something for him. That was her side of providing for him, right? Ain't a lot of women doing that. You get what I'm saying? It's always got to be two ways. Always got to be two ways. And you have to meet, and you have to get to know, and you got to understand that person for them to show you certain sides of them, because everyone is not worthy of everything you want to give them.
But that requires a certain amount of selflessness that not a lot of people in today's generation are willing to do. Everything is me, I. Oh, I'm so guarded because I've been hurt and I'm a little big baby and can't get over it.
And the key word you said there is people. You said people. That means men and women.
Yeah,
so
it's men and women. Oh, I would definitely say that.
She was going both ways.
Yeah, no, it was definitely
good.
Because I've spoken to men who are like, oh, I've just been so hurt. The last girl I had, like, all right, bro, like, get over it. Like, come on, like,
right. But at the same time,
but I will say that men tend to it's just they hurt differently. Like women, we are stronger. Like we bounce back faster and better than y'all.
Stop it, Jay. Stop it.
Y'all, we do.